I still have a huge back catalog of movie recommendations to get through, so a few days ago I watched Vacation. This is a legacy sequel to National Lampoon's Vacation, now starring Ed Helms as the father, Christina Applegate as the mother, and a young Sean Spencer as the older brother. The movie essentially follows the exact formula you might expect. The dad has decided that they need to go on a road trip, so now we get a series of wacky circumstances and all the places they find themselves in on the way to Wally World, which is still in business all these years later. There are a couple of gags that I think are just genuinely solid in their execution. A meta discussion of how it's a sequel, the younger brother filling the bully role, and the strange Austrian car that they drive in its needlessly complex operation is one of those things that they commit to full force like you used to see constantly in 80s comedies. For every other bit they set up, there's usually one joke that would get a good laugh at me in an entire scene, which isn't awful, but it does leave a lot of dead air. This movie does see the end of 2 people instead of 1 and swaps out the family dog for a much larger steer, so it's at the very least much deadlier than the original. I don't know if it's just that the mid-2010 style is something that I've seen much more of, but the visuals of this entire film just feel more flat than anything that would have came out of the 80s, a polish that really loses a lot of the character. I was surprised to see that this movie was directed by the Jonathans, who are responsible for a couple of my most recent favorite comedies, because specifically Game Night is a movie that I've praised for being an R-rated comedy that doesn't just resort to sex and vulgarity for all of its jokes. And it must have taken them a minute to find their stride because the humor in this movie is quite blue. It's frankly cyan, it's outright cerulean. 2 stars.